another stock review. This is probably the first film you'll ever hear me say great value for money. It's Kentmere 400. Now you can get a 36 roll of Kentmere for like a fiver. It is great value for money. Finally, because everything's gone through the roof. But some of these lower tier or aimed at lower tier black and whites have stayed where they are. It's really that's cheap, and it's really good. And it's sort of one of these things where when you shoot it, it's like, it's the more expensive black and white worth the money. Mind you, those black and whites don't seem to suffer from the huge price hike colour has. Anyway, I normally shoot it. I found that I've shot so much of this stuff. I found that I'm not a fan of 400. I like to always shoot it at 1600, which sounds completely weird. I shoot it at 16 and then it gets pushed when it gets developed. But I just like the look it gives. And it gives you loads of flexibility. If you're wandering around with the camera with a 1600 ISO film in it, you can do loads. So the bulk of these photos will go through a shot at 1600. I find it's a little bit, flat, not so contrasty. It's quite sharp. It's got smooth grain. It's just really good. So I'll go through these photos and talk about them as I go through them. So these are shot at 1600. So here we are, underground on the tube. 1600. I don't know what the settings were on the camera. I've obviously wedged against my leg. But yeah, it's really smooth, even with so little light there is in the underground. What's next? Another underground passage somewhere. But I was just trying and do this to sort of like see how the film reacts when you shoot it with very limited light. If you've looked at my TK Max P 3200, you see that at 3200, that is like a grain festival going on. But this is only at 1600, and it's quite smooth. This doesn't have much light in this place. Okay, here's an external 1600 again, the front of the Royal Court Theatre, and yeah, it's just really nice, smooth. It's just, I don't know, it just works. This does. Okay, another one on the underground here, and this is, I just shot this. It's funny because it's so black, it looks like the train's floating in space. But yeah, again, you can see there's like minimal grain, and what it is quite smooth, and there is some detail in there. Okay, these next ones, these are at 400. This is at 400, and it's quite low contrast. Again, there's like a lot less grain. This one again, less grain. I don't know why I photographed that. Maybe it's because it's Polaroids. I'm taking a picture of a Polaroid poster with black and white film. I don't know. Okay, and then there's this grill. I just shot that because I like the background. Anyway, so okay, now this one here. These are at 12,050. I was just fiddling around by shooting at 12,050 and then just developing it for 1600 to see if there's any difference. There's not much. It's barely any. Anyway, this photo is hilarious. Well, you can't really see it, and it's not a great photo, but what happened was there was a massive demonstration in Trafalgar Square. It was like, I don't know, socialists, communists, whatever. Everybody was there. And this silent disco went straight through the middle of it. So you got all these people dancing through the middle of a very, very serious demonstration. I didn't capture it properly. I was laughing too much, to tell you the truth. Okay, what's this one? Okay, this dude's always wandered up and down by Parliament. Again, this is 1250 on, I think, this is an EOS something. On a 40-year on. Jesus said, repent or perish. Wise words. Okay, what we got here? Okay, canal. These are 1600. Again, daylight. Back of a lion. He wouldn't turn around, so I wasn't walking away without a photograph. This is 1600, shot into the lion's pen at London Zoo. There's a penguin. I don't know why they always keep going. I always keep photographing penguins. But it's really smooth, the film. You can see it's really smooth. Okay, and there's my son. This is broad daylight, looking like he's something from the 80s. But it's got enough definition for me, that, and it's got a really nice sort of look to it. What else we got here? This punk guy who sits on the bridge and charges you like a quid for his photo, and I walk past him all the time, and I couldn't resist it. But yeah, so punk guy, again, quite smooth day, smooth grain. I think this was towards the end of the day. What else we got? Some jars of Marmite. Don't know why I shot that. I think it's because I wanted to look at what was going on with the background. And it is, again, you can see it's quite smooth, limited grain, good definition on the Dynamite Chili limited edition thing there. What else we got? Some roses. again, I think I was looking for like transitions here because the roses are quite sharp. I think this is probably like a, I don't know, 50mm, 1.4 something, but very smooth. And last but not least, wide open, sort of like, blazing sunshine, 1600. This is on OM2. I must have this stopped down to like F16 or something to get this. But yeah, I mean, in daylight, it works great, even at 1600. And then, yeah, the last thing here, it's weird Mercedes car that was down an alleyway or a side road. So, yeah. So there you go, just a quick whiz through. But, I mean, Kentmere 400 is like, you should have a brick of it in your fridge all the time. It's a really useful black and white film to cost. And a brick of it, I mean, if you buy 5 lots, it's 25 quid. So, I mean, it's so cheap that it's one that you could just stock up and you think, okay, I normally only shoot black and white, to be honest, when it's winter. So it's great for that, because obviously you get a load of that. There's this XP2 400, which is C41 processing, so that's like sort of cheaper completely as a package. But it's not quite as soft and that gives you the look that Kentmere does. People liken it to Tri-X, I think. But yeah, Kentmere 400, great black and white. So it's like, for me, it's like double X. Double X is beautiful. Kentmere is fantastic. The TK Max 3200, just have it just in case. I've looked at some others. I've got some Kentmere Pan or whatever it's called as well that I've shot. So we'll have a look at that. But no, Kentmere 400, brilliant. Great value for money. Unheard of words with film these days. And they give you great images. And you can muck around with it. As you can see, I'm shooting at 1600. Try 800, try 400, try 200, try 100, and see what you get. Really, really good film. Okay, hope that's useful. Thanks for watching.